Hey, this is Dean Pleasance from Suicidal Tendencies, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I am your host, John the Bod, aka the Bodfather, and as always, I bring you guys awesome interviews. Today it is an honor and privilege to have Mr. Dean Pleasance. He is the guitarist of the mighty Suicidal Tendencies. Got him on the show. We're going to be talking about their new EP, Get Your Fight On, is out right now, and this is actually pretty groovy from these guys. So, Dean, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good, man. Glad to be back. Definitely.
Let's jump right into this, my friend, and I'm going to start hitting with the hard questions. Get them over with.
All right, I put my seatbelts on. Here we go.
I thought this was really interesting. This is a very, very awesome EP from you guys, but there's a total of 10. There's a total of 10 songs with some acoustic songs and instrumentals.
Yeah.
The last album was out in 2016, World Gone Mad.
Yeah.
Why not do another album instead of doing the EP route? I know a lot of people want music, right now, but was this something that you guys had planned on just putting another EP out, or just want to just do something quick for the fans?
Actually, we did plan on putting this out. This was kind of a precursor to what's coming next. So we've been working on a full album that's coming next. So we didn't want to, we're kind of keeping that sort of rumored, but we wanted to do the EP. We had a few cool things we wanted to do, especially with having Travis Barker on Get Your Fight On, Get Your Right On, acoustic version, and we explored some Iggy Pop stuff, and had a few other songs we wanted to. We have so much, I guess what you call diversity. Some of those songs can't really be on a Suicidal record, so it's cool to kind of put it on the EP that's different than, kind of showing all the different things we do. It's kind of the best way to explain it. And also, I always call it like a little appetizer for the big meal, that's coming.
For sure, and I like that you guys go outside the box, not just for your hardcore ways and metal thrash ways, but you guys go outside the box and do different stuff. I like that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we like, Mike is a very creative person and loves music. And, obviously music industry has changed so much today. You can't always do everything you want to do, but we like to explore all those avenues, definitely.
This is what I saw, and I wanted to ask you about this because I didn't really believe it when I saw it. So I was like, well, I'll ask Dino when he comes on here. But Mike had expressed a feeling that World Gone Mad from 2016 was potentially the group's last album. Is there any truth to that, or is that just a tabloid blah on that one?
He did actually say that, and, that it potentially was. He didn't say it would be. He said, I don't know if we'll do another record after this,
Right.
And that's how he was feeling at the time. So turns out it wasn't. So, we have the EP, and then I think, having someone like Dave Lombardo come into the band and add a new spark to us and bring, just the power that he does with his drumming and his creativity on drumming. And it just gave the band like a really new life. And the new members with, Rod Diaz on bass and Jeff Hogan on rhythm. And he's an amazing guitarist. And just having that feeling, Mike is really happy now with the band. And we've been able to go and play a lot of places and people really see and hear the music the way it's supposed to be heard now. So it really, adds a different dimension to us now.
Yeah, and condolences to you guys, because I have nothing but respect for Suicidal Tendencies and what you guys have done from the get-go.
Thank you.
You lost your guys' bass player, and to lose a member, man, is just it totally sucks. And and you guys are like brothers.
Yeah. Tim was definitely an amazing and larger than life personality. He was everybody that knew him always liked him, and he was doing other kinds of music, but when he got into Suicidal, that was that golden slipper. Cinderella had her slipper, and when Tim put these shoes on and got in the band, that was his thing. It's unfortunate that he passed away, definitely, but it's part of the legacy, and I've never experienced that until now. And in life, sometimes you get dealt that funny hand and you deal with it, and I definitely enjoy that we're still alive and kicking, man, and got the sails full of wind.
I tell you what, before I forget this, I'm going to mention this right now. I sat here and I watched the live show that you guys did in downtown LA, and I thought it was freaking amazing. I was like, hell yeah, Suicidal live in downtown LA. This is what
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
what I'm
that was
talking
cool.
about.
Yeah, and the helicopters and everybody came and shut us down. That was fun. You know, that was an adrenaline rush. We're up there on, you know, they unveiled the mural for Mike, and we're playing, and you know, the kids were trying to break. I don't know why they even closed the gate in the first place, and the kids were trying to break into the gate. It was, the street was packed, and all of a sudden here come all these helicopters. I said, wow, they spent some money to come shut us down, didn't they?
But, you know, hey, that right there says a lot for Suicidal Tendencies, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. It was a rebel moment. That was fun.
Dean, what's impressed you the most about making the new EP, Get Your Fight On? What stands out more to you on it, if anything, right now, man?
Just the diversity of it, listening to it. And, you know, I really love, you know, just being able to take, like you said, to go to that side of it, to, you know, to hear all the different things. But, you know, just also, I Got It Right. I love that song. You know, just the fact that we just did that song, and it's just, to me, I just love that Mike took that song on and just made it his own. And also it's very, you know, it stays true to the original. And then, you know, Nothing to Lose is just like straight raging punk rock. And, you know, Get United has a little groove to it. Our Authority is kind of, you know, Mike's, you know, if you listen to the lyrics, you hear what he's talking about, the state of the world today that we're in. And, you know, and Mike always has that positive message. And so I think also with I Got It Right, it kind of fits into the theme of something how Mike would speak, you know, and it's also perfect lyrics. If we were going to do a cover, why not do something that cool, you know, like the Stooges thing. And so it's like, and then you have the acoustic version of Get Your Fight On, which is Get Your Right On, with Travis Barker doing a totally different style of drumming than somebody would hear him do normally, you know. So it was really, really cool stuff to me.
And I introduced my little buddy, TJ. He's sitting over here right now. I introduced him yesterday to Institutionalized and I Saw Your Mommy. So I was like,
oh, cool.
I was like, let's break them in the good way. Let's go to old school.
Yeah, definitely, man. That, you know, that's the first song I heard. I was in Texas still, and I was playing around in, you know, my funk bands and all that stuff. And one day I was watching a movie called Repo Man, and Emilio Estevez had the earphones on, and he was, you know, back then, you know, we didn't have iPods and all that stuff. And he was listening to the song, and that song came on, and I'd never heard a song like that before, where it just, you know, like Mike was talking about all these issues that he's, you know, dealing with, and being, you know, his parents want to put him in the crazy house, and then the song changed tempos, and it went into this raging punk part. I was like, who is that band? And then I remember MTV came out, and I saw the video. And when I saw those guys, I was like, it was not what I was expecting. I expected somebody to look like the Sex Pistols or something, but it was like these LA dudes, you know, driving around in an Impala. And I was like, wow, this is crazy, you know. And I mean, it really was like a whole different scene. And, you know, and I had no idea I'd end up playing in this band for, you know, over 20-something years. But it's like, wow, you know, that it really made an impression on me.
They were a trendsetter for music, man, you guys. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, it definitely was. And, you know, seeing the diversity there, and seeing, you know, it was a very different, and I was into, as a kid, I was into funk and metal and you know, some pop music and stuff like that. And when I heard that band, I thought to myself, they had some way encompassed all these elements of music without even trying. And it was so natural, like the thrash and the punk and the hardcore. Before people said hardcore, it was all in that song. And in Mommy, and it was like he's telling these stories that as a teenager you can relate to. And, you know, he was like, oh, okay, I get that. You know what I mean? And the music's crazy. And yeah, it was really cool.
He just wanted a damn Pepsi. That's all he wanted.
Yeah, exactly. All he wanted, just a Pepsi. Yeah, you can. As a kid, you know, as a teenager, you understand that. I want a Pepsi. Give me the Pepsi.
Yeah. So, do you do anything differently during the writing and recording process to, you know, to help you keep your mind fresh and open to not let the music get stale? Like on this one, did you do anything differently?
I think every time you approach something, you try to have a fresh approach. We just kind of, you know, the one thing about Mike in the studio, he likes to let people explore their strengths. And sometimes he'll push you to do stuff maybe beyond your comfortability zone, I like to call it. You know, a lot of people are comfortable, oh, okay, he can play this way, and, you know, But Mike likes to push you and make you stretch out above that. And I really like that because it helps you to grow. And, you know, the listener won't notice it, but the person that was recording will know, like, okay, I would have probably never played that way if Mike hadn't pushed me to do that, you know. And that's, I think, the beauty of being in this band. And the recording process is, you know, it's a very simple and open one. There's no one particular method. Somebody may have an idea, or Mike may have an idea, and he lets it, like I said, he allows everybody to kind of be themselves with certain directions, because he'll sing something that you may think is a chorus, and he'll make it into the verse, and you'll go, oh, I didn't think he was going to sing on that part. So those are the kind of curves and stuff we get thrown while we're, you know, in the studio. But like I said, it really helps you to grow as a player. Did
producer Paul Northfield produce this album for you guys, this EP, or no?
Yeah, it was him and Mike. Mike, I would pretty say Mike is more, you know, the production. Paul puts in a little bit of input here and there, and he's more the engineer and, you know, and small production as well. But he definitely, you know, has a great value to us as he's a genius with all the Pro Tools and all that stuff. And, you know, he has great ideas too. Mike always usually knows what direction he wants it and how he wants it to sound, being his baby. So, you know, he hears that and he lets it, you know. And we, you know, like I said, myself, I've been in the band for a long time. I have ideas. I'll say this and this, you know. But ultimately, you know, like I said, Mike is a visionary on how he wants it to sound. For me, I want to be in musical condition enough to be able to portray any kind of thought he has on my guitar, you know.
Now, I've got to see you guys once, and I hope to God I get to see you guys again at Incarceration. Incarceration.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. When is that show? Let me see. I can look at it.
That is actually, that's in Ohio coming up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's going to be the inaugural show of that. And like I said, I hope I get to see you guys live again, because I think you guys put on a hell of a show. But for the folks that have not got to see you guys live as of yet, and you're crazy if you've not got to see these guys, what can they expect from Suicidal Tendencies?
Oh, man, just, you know, hardcore thrash, power punk. You know, I think, like I said, Dave Lombardo, you know, played, you know, one of the founding members of Slayer. To have him as a drummer just brings such an element of, you know, it's back to the old school ways of, he just plays this music so naturally, and it's really powerful. And I think, you know, when you see us live, the energy, the dynamics that are involved, you really feel, you get your money's worth. And for people who have never seen us, sometimes they just stand there with their mouth open, like, who are these guys? There's no explosions, and it's just the band is the show. We come out and just like go nuts, and we leave it all on the stage. You know, as George Clinton used to say, let's take it to the stage, and that's what we do as a band. You know, we give 110 every night, and give the fans some pure sweat, and, you know, get out there in the slam pit and let it loose. Let all your problems that you have go. Just let it go. Get into the music. Dive in face first.
Man, you hit the nail on the head right there when you're talking about Dave Lombardo coming from the mighty Slayer. You know, he played for Slayer for years, and plus he did his own stuff with his own band that he had. But think about this, folks. He played with the Mighty Misfits, and they didn't miss a beat. I mean, I thought his drumming was top notch when he was playing with them.
Yeah, and he's doing another one in the next month. So and we're part of that. So that's great. I mean, you know, the Misfits are smart enough to know, you know, if you want to sound good, let's get the best drummer. You know, for this kind of music, let's get Dave. So
sure, I agree with that.
Definitely.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Now we're in a digital era of recording albums and plus social media. Do you guys like this to get stuff out quicker and plus reach more fans than what you guys already have with social media?
Yeah, you know, I think you have to use all the tools you have nowadays. You know, obviously, most people just do records now just so they can tour. You know, it's different than, say, the 90s and, you know, right into the early 2000s. But, you know, the 80s and 90s was really good for rock and hardcore and grunge and thrash and all the different labels you want to put on it. But the internet has changed everything, obviously. You know, YouTube and stuff like that. People can just go see your videos or hear your music without buying it. But I think true fans always go and buy your songs if they want it. You know, me, even if a friend of mine back when we had cassettes, if a friend of mine had a record and I played it and I had it on cassette and I liked it, I would go buy it. I wanted to look at the artwork. I wanted to look at who played on it, who produced it, whatever. And I'm the same way now, man. I go to iTunes and buy it. So yeah, I think, you know, you use all those things. You use Facebook, you use Twitter, you use Instagram. And I think sometimes people may see, hey, they may click on Instagram and see a clip of the band and go, oh, I need to go to that show. Get out the house. Hey, make your own Instagram. You know what I mean? Get out the house. You can have your phone up in there filming us while we're playing, but get out the house, come see us. It's nothing like seeing live music, you know. It's an experience, you know.
That's for sure. You have no idea, man. There's nothing
Yeah.
like seeing a band live. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Dean, support-wise, is there a country, man, that stands out more or shocks you that you guys actually get support from that country that's actually heard of Suicidal, maybe, possibly?
You know, there's a lot of places that people don't realize. Places like Indonesia and Brazil, they love Suicidal. And, you know, obviously France, you know, the American people would be shocked to know, you know, the French people come out when we go there, and every night it's sold out and they go crazy. It's like, you know, the French used to say, like, the Suicidal is a French band. And we would laugh, you know, because, you know, we're from Venice, California. It's like, oh, okay. But they come out, you know, most places we go, people come see us, you know. But, yeah, I mean, places like there, Europe, there's so many little countries and stuff. You go like, oh, there's Sui fans there. And you go, yeah, and they love music, you know. One night in particular, we were in Poland and Warsaw, and we played a show with Ice-T, and it was us and Ice-T, and man, it was sold out, crazy show, freezing cold, and these kids were going nuts. And I mean, so, you know, you just never know. But I really think that places like Indonesia and Malaysia and places where they like the band, people would kind of trip out seeing Suicidal fans over there, you know.
Is there any show or moment that stands out more than any that you can recall being part of Suicidal Tendencies that really sticks out for you possibly over the years?
You know, I would say memory-wise, fun-wise, in 1999 we were, and I just saw Kevin Lyman in Japan. We just did the Warped Tour there. We were asked to do the Warped Tour in Australia, and we were on tour with Pennywise and Deftones and Cherry Poppin' Daddies and all these kind of bands like that. And we yeah, it was crazy. We were in I think MXPX and
nice.
I can't even think of half the names, but we went over there, and I drove on the wrong side of the country on the wrong side of the road, which, you know, for them is the right side, for a month, and we played every day, and we played some crazy places. I tell Australian people the name of the places, and they've never been there, and they're like, what? So that was one of the most fun tours I ever did. That one, and then when before I was in Suicidal, we did a tour called the Steak Tour, and it was Suicidal Tendencies and Infectious Grooves, and that was just the greatest fun as well. But, you know, we've had tours in between, and I think then after that, when Dave Lombardo first got in the band in 2016, it was just like somebody had attached us to a rocket, man, and just lit it and just pointed it toward the sky. We were like, here we go, you know, and it was just, it just went by like a blur. All of a sudden it was 2017. We're like, wow, that was a fun year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, man. Time flies when you're having fun, and I'm glad to see you guys still out there kicking ass to this day, man.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
What about Infectious Grooves? What do you guys got going on so far? Working on anything possibly?
You know, we're always trying, like I said, to get Robert to get on some stuff. We did a few little recordings. We have tons of music and ideas we wanted to try, but, you know, after Robert did the reunion with us, you know, you can't do Infectious without Robert. So you got to have, you know, the whole situation going. So I think when Robert gets free time again, you know, we had a couple of talks. We need to have another sit down, have lunch, dinner, or coffee or something, and try to, you know, we had talked about going to France and maybe Australia and places like that. So obviously we'd love to do another couple of shows in the States, you know, even if it's just here or there, one or two. It's, you know, we love doing Infectious. So, you know, we were very fortunate to get to play the Orion Festival twice, and we got to close. We did the last show for the 50th anniversary of the Whiskey, and that was fun. So yeah, I'm always open for Infectious, man. You know, always.
What's it mean to you guys to this day that fans still tell you all that Suicidal's music has helped them get over some obstacles? It's pulled them through a dark hole, or it's made them to just relax of the everyday bullshit that we go through. And you know we do. What does that mean to you guys?
It's very, very refreshing and very rewarding. How many people get to go to work, and you enjoy your job, you love what you're doing.
Sure.
But how many people get to have this feeling you have and I have, that you get instant reward from your work? You make people happy on your job, and we make people happy on our job. So and like you said, if they had a problem and they said, man, I was in jail and suicidal got me through, that was the only thing I had, and it was the only thing I could, escape from where I was at, and put those headphones on and listen to it, and the message and the music, and that is an incredible feeling. When the curtains open and we hit the first two notes and you see people screaming and jumping up and down, you just go, wow, I get to do this for a living. I get to make people forget about all the problems of the day and all the things that trouble them, and just let loose for an hour or however long we're on stage, and have a memory that they can, get them through the next week or month through. So that's an incredible feeling, man. It really is.
Yeah, I just like to say, as a longtime fan, thank you guys so much, because there are some points for me as well when I just, gave up and just finally said, fuck it, I'm not going to let this defeat me, and started jamming out to my favorite bands, and you guys are one of them, and let me get my aggressions and stuff out. So, yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, man, you're welcome, and thank you. That's a great thing to hear, man. It really is. Everybody, when they first pick up a guitar or drumsticks or a bass, and they sit on the couch and annoying their family or driving somebody crazy, because their dream is to have somebody say what you just said. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not about money. It's not about success. It's about your audience and your fans, because you're nothing without an audience. And my dad used to tell me that when I was sitting on the couch, banging on the guitar upside down and sliding bottles over and trying to play the blues, and he said, son, he goes, you've made it when you have an audience and somebody wants to hear your music. And you just said it to me right now, and that's so true. That's what it's all about.
Folks, Suicidal Tendencies EP album is out right now, called Get Your Fight On. Please go out and pick this album up, or either go to iTunes or Amazon, somewhere like that, and pay for it and get it that way. Dean, how can folks stay in touch with you guys? Merchandise, tour dates, how can you do that, my friend?
Oh, yes, www.suicidaltendencies.com. Also, you can see us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And just look up the band, and we got all the tour dates, we got merch, all that stuff, and you can stay on track with all three things. If you don't have any of those, just obviously look us up on the official website, man, and you'll see all that's going on. And also YouTube, you can click on there, and we have a site, and you can keep track of all the new videos and what's going on there too. But yeah, catch us live for sure, man.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Oh, sure, no problem. Hey, this is Dean Pleasance from Suicidal Tendencies, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. I hope one day I get to shake your hand and get to meet you in person, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I look forward to that. Definitely. Come on, see us. I'll shake your hand. Look me up. Let me know. Hit me. You got my number. Let me know if you're going to be at the show, and we'll meet up, definitely.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks so much, Dean.
All right, thank you.